Все, всем привет. Короче, мы здесь ночью оказались. Микрофон не работал, сейчас заработал. Так, что у нас тут? По заданиям посмотрим. Тубершу. Че, мы уже оказались где-то здесь? А, нет. Мы оказались в Созаве. То в Созаве работает с меди, узнать, откуда большого мальчика достали. С Ульрихом. Ну, пойдемте к Ульриху. Вообще, давайте посмотрим, поспим. Слушай, да кров. Не поздно, давайте с Ульрихом и поговорим. Только где он тусит? Где-то в корчме? Скорее всего. Зачем я хожу с этой штукой вообще? Сними уже. Вот, да. Зачем запираться в корчме? Это же открытое место. Ульрих. Корчмарь. Где Ульрих? Спит. Ульрих что-то там остановился, что ли? Или он у меня в комнате где-то живет? Это... О, вот он, Ульрих. Давайте даже крадем его. Не знаю сам, в чем будет ходить. Чисто.
So, what did Master Pfeiffer have?
I consulted him, and we definitely have a starting point.
Tell me more.
Master Pfeiffer found out they need copper sheets for the core of the coins, and quicksilver for the armor.
I see. They have such materials at the monastery.
Exactly. That's why I'm interested in the local forges.
Yes, that is good. Yesterday, I heard people from the craftsman's yard by the monastery complaining. They said they could not sleep at night because the blacksmith works all the time.
I see. That's certainly worth asking about. Have you...
You said they use quicksilver. There is a painter lodging here who is painting the church in Ujits. I heard him complain also. He said that he went to the monastery for quicksilver and it was over.
Well, that's something to follow up as well.
Чего у нас больше нету? жестко меня покромсали. Так. Как вот это все мне починить, вообще не знаю как. Я узнаю.
Good day to you.
I hear you've had some problems with the supply of quicksilver.
Problems? I should say so. For the third time this month they've told me they've none. There's no quicksilver to be had, they said.
And who exactly are you talking about? Who's holding back the goods on you?
The monastery overseer, or his assistant, more like.
So what did the overseer have to say to you?
Nothing. Apparently he doesn't deal in such trifles. Leaves it all to his assistant, the pompous git.
Surely such valuable
I wish I knew. Every time I ask for the red pang, there's a different reason why they haven't got the quicksilver to mix it. Once they said the goods never arrived, and another time that the wagon carrying it was ambushed. Then it went astray somewhere.
And you think they're lying?
Jesus, what do I know?
Coming right
But
up.
it seems pretty strange to me. 3 times in a row the same thing goes missing. There's bad luck and then there's something else.
What do you need quicksilver?
I don't. They do. To mix up the red
Aye,
pigment
I'll
for
be
me.
back in 2 shakes.
I'm painting the church in Ujits. Can you imagine how stupid those biblical scenes look without red?
Not really.
Then be glad you can. My eyes hurt just to imagine it.
That's all I need to know.
Ah. But wouldn't you care to buy something before you go? Or play a game? I really need some money. I've been waiting.
Why not?
Take care now.
What? My pleasure. All right, all right.
Well,
I'm honored that a knight such as you takes an...
I'm looking for some quicksilver. Would you have any?
Talk to my assistant. He deals with such...
Fine, thank you.
It was young Zmol. What? Zmola's the one responsible for all the thefts and death. He tried to kill me and Leszek, and God knows who else.
Sweet.
He ran away, and I doubt he'll come back. He knows the gallows away.
So is that the end of it?
It looks that way. Leszek was helping him, but he's dead. So things should settle down from...
God bless. Even so, we'll have to Good luck to you.
be a bit more... I'm at your service.
Do you have any quicks?
Who's asking?
Nobody. I'm just asking.
Then I don't have any.
That sounds almost as if you don't want to sell it to me.
It's not that I don't want to.
Bollocks. Tell me this instant what you've done.
Nothing! And I'd advise you to calm down.
You're a fine one to speak of hallowed ground. A lying thief in monastic robes. What next? A whore dressed as a...
This is blasphemy.
I'll give you blasphemy. I'm sure you know what our Lord did to them.
What do you mean?
For now, anyway.
Tell me what's going on here and I won't have a reason to.
Jesus. But I didn't know anything about any counterfeiting.
For your sake, I hope that's true. Now tell me what's been going on.
I swear, I wouldn't normally do anything like that.
Get to the point.
They came for me at noon. Directly to the office. The overseer was somewhere on his rounds. Some night, it was. Without a crest. Armed.
For now,
He called himself Sir Jezek, and he had a lackey with him called Rapota. A scruffy fellow with a yellow cape. Always whistling he was. They told me they wanted all the quicksilver we order for the monastery. Of course, I told him that wouldn't be possible.
And then what? Did they threaten you?
Not at first. They tried to bribe me, and when I refused, they started threatening.
What did they threaten you with?
They said they know people in the monastery. That they'd have me thrown out and beaten for stealing.
And you had been stealing? I mean, before then?
You know how it is. I work my fingers to the bone and they pay me a pittance.
So they knew about you?
Yes, they knew my name, everything.
How did you hand it over to them?
I take it up the hill behind the monastery here. There's a big tree there with a small chapel underneath. Sometimes Rapota is there waiting for me. If not, I leave it there.
Very well.
God be with you.
God be with you.
What can you tell me about the blacksmiths here in Sasau?
Depends which ones you mean. In the town there's Mikesh. He's a decent man and an honest craft.
Tell me something about me.
Like I said, he's an honest craftsman, which isn't something...
What about the monastery blacksmith, Zach?
Well, him and me don't exactly see eye to eye. He wanted to buy my business, but I turned him down.
That'll be all. Do you make anything?
I do a bit of Damascene decor sometimes.
I'm looking for someone who could do me some copper sheets.
Well, that's pretty rough and ready work. I wouldn't waste my time with it. But go and ask Zach from the craftsman's yard by the monastery. Good luck to you. May the Lord watch over you. Good luck to you.
Can we do something? Agree?
Well now,
What do you say?
are you yanking?
All right.
Come now, just a... Fine.
Can we do something?
What?
What do you say to...
You won't
Agree?
That sounds... Aye, for that amount.
That's that then. Some change back. Thanks.
Good day to you.
May the Lord watch over you.
God be with you, Henry.
God bless you.
I'm here about the mine.
Excellent.
I didn't get round to having a proper look. I came across something...
What's that?
Nemoy and his gang were stealing silver there.
The vermin. I thought as...
I tried to, but he was having none of it. He didn't want to burn, so he tried to kill me.
Well, I'm glad he didn't succeed. But now I won't be able to find out anything.
You look different, Master.
So as to fit in. I don't want it known that I'm in town.
Why?
I don't want to alarm our prey. Gossip spreads quickly, and if those scoundrels learn we're onto them, they'll flee.
That does make sense.
So what have you found out so far?
I found out where they get their quicksilver from. You were right, it was the monastery.
It was the only logical...
It changed hands on the hill behind the monastery.
Have you been there to have a look around?
Not yet.
Maybe it would be worth the time.
I'll go and see.
And have you found out who's behind it?
Someone called Rapota.
Not much, but it's a start. At least it's not a common name. Listen, Henry, I had another thought on the way here. Those counterfeiters have to have a punch die to make the fake coins.
Yes, of course.
That's sophisticated work. There's a man I know who works at the monastery yard, Master Engraver Jerome of Silesia.
You don't suppose that he's...
No, not that, God forbid. I know him well. He'd never do anything like that. But he runs an engraving workshop, so he might have heard something.
Very well, I'll ask him.
But ask with tact. I don't want him getting offended. And I prefer you not to mention me at all.
I'll try to think of something. That's all.
God be with you.
I hope I can be of help to you, knight.
How goes the work, master?
Getting there, getting there. You need something, my boy?
What are you doing here, anyway?
You're in an engraver's shop, my boy. We're engraving, of course.
Yeah, but engraving what? And what's it used for?
Oh, we engrave wood and stone as well as metal. Here in the monastery, it's mostly about decoration.
You've got quite a large workshop, master. You don't do all the work alone, surely?
I'm usually here with my apprentice, Florian. Of course, by simple observation, you'll note that this is not currently the case, and I'm here alone. Which means that either I'm a liar or something out of the ordinary has occurred.
I see. I think.
He shares the fate of the pharaohs for today. The 5th scourge of Egypt did smite him, the plague. Or so his message advised me.
Jesus Christ, the plague?
Do remain calm. I'm quite certain the plague from which Florian is suffering wasn't a judgment from on high. Or if it was a judgment on excessive drinking. I'm told such an ailment can be of truly biblical proportions.
What's he like, your apprentice, Florian?
I'm afraid that his exuberant youth has taken its toll. He's been acting strangely of late. I fear he has delusions of persecution.
I don't really know what you mean, at all.
Recently, for example, he told me that someone was following him. And the very next day he bought a padlock from the blacksmith and locked up his chest. As though I would ever sneak into it. In any case, why the interest? Are you looking for him?
Something like that.
May I ask why?
I have a message for him.
A message? Who would be interested in that wastrel? Other than his furious and deeply disappointed master, of course. About your question, you'll find him at home. No doubt feverishly dying. He sleeps in the baker's cellar.
Ah, thank you. Does Florian have any enemies?
A man such as he certainly owes money at every turn, and the parents of local girls are undoubtedly displeased with his attempts to propagate. However, most recently it was that fury from the baths who accosted him in quite a spectacular rage.
A woman from the baths? What did she do?
The harpy nearly tore all Florian's hair out. I don't frequently feel sorry for my ne'er-do-well apprentice, but on that occasion I made an exception.
Do you have any idea why she did it?
She was screaming about some girl, some flighty bath-maid, Esther. I would say that Florian had felt the joys of spring and acted accordingly, although one would have thought they'd be used to that sort of thing at the bathhouse.
Tell me, Master, I noticed some very interesting designs in the workshop. Is that your handiwork too?
Let me see. Looks like a drawing of the Prague Groschen. One of my apprentices must have done it for practice.
Thank you.
Farewell.
I'd like to
Uh-huh.
proper bath.
But of course.
Fine.
May the Lord watch you.
I hear you're at odds with Apprentice Florian.
At odds? I'll give you at odds. It's that sod's fault they took my Esther. Poor girl.
What exactly happened?
This man came in wanting a bath, and Esther with it. She doesn't normally offer that kind of service, but I didn't see the harm, so I sent her in. And suddenly I hear screams. So I run out, and I see the bastard pulling...
I'm sorry they took her, but what exactly has it got to do with Florian?
They shouted at me to tell Florian that when he wises up, he'll get the girl back.
I'm sorry.
They shouted at me to tell Florian that when he wises up, he'll get the girl back.
I assume that Florian knows this, Esther.
You know village girls. They don't get much of a choice. Every other knave has a turnip for a brain, and if they don't, they're relatives. And then some young dandy turns up who writes her little poems. What's the poor girl to do? And this is how it ends. She should have stuck with the turnip heads.
Where can I find this Florian? I'd like to ask him a few...
He works in the engraver's workshop at the monastery craftsman's yard. And if he's not there, he'll be holed up like the rat he is in the cellar he rents from the baker.
What did the bailiff make of...
Don't even get me started on that. He's another fine... I won't say what.
How's that then?
He wouldn't tell me to my face, of course. But people here don't think much of us. There's some as reckon my Esther deserves what she got. Oh.
It sounds like you were close to Esther. It sounds like...
I loved her like my very own. She came to me as an orphan, like a wolf child she was. I raised her and taught her and gave her a job, and now she's gone. Who knows if she's even alive?
Good luck, then.
May the Lord watch over you. Take care. Oh! Watch where you're going!
I hope I can be of some humble service to you.
You look quite sprightly for an invalid.
What? Who the hell are you?
My name's Henry, and I'm making inquiries for Sir Radzig Kobyla.
And what do you want from me?
Straight to the point then. All right. I've been investigating counterfeit money, and the trail led me straight to you. Does the name Rapiter mean anything to you? Don't bother. I know you know him. You make the punch dice for the counterfeiters. How do you hand them over? Do you know where their workshop is?
I can't say anything. I'll deny everything and you've got nothing on me. No evidence, just accusations.
It's got something to do with that girl, hasn't it?
How do you know?
That doesn't matter.
No, I suppose not. I didn't want to... Those bastards kidnapped Esther. If I don't cooperate, they'll kill her.
I'm sorry about that.
Me too. Listen, I'll tell you everything, I promise. But only...
What, so I'm to go searching for her in the woods?
I know where they're keeping her, but nobody will help me. And what can puny little me do faced with those strapping...
Very well.
Really?
Yes, but then you have to tell me everything.
I will. I swear to God Almighty. Please, just...
Where are they keeping her?
In the Skalitz Hills. There are some abandoned cottages around the mines. That's where I saw her last. They took me there when I said they had...
All right. I'll go there.
You're my savior.
Don't get your hopes up. Anything can happen.
Good luck, then.
It's so far away. That's really easy. Сейчас со Скалица тогда пойдем туда.
What did you say? What did you fucking say? You fucking sodomite! Yeah. Yeah. Who's there? Well. Raise the alarm! Watch out!
You're done for, fucker.
Get over here!
Ah! Over here! Where is everyone? Quick! Yeah. Hey! Go! All right. Enough. I give up. Yow!
Стрел больше нет. Так.
Ау!
Так, шпоры посмотрим. Блин, жестко мы нажрались. Что у нас на лесу?
I'll do anything.
They won't hurt you now.
However did you find?
Florian told me where they took.
I'm a fool. I thought he was just a dandy, God knows why. And it turns out he's a villain in league with thieves.
It's not Florian's fault. He was terrified they'd do something to you. They had him over.
You're right. Poor Florian must have been more...
I'd say so.
We should probably set off.
I'll go with you. I'd hate to lose you on the way.
Hey! Lost something.
I hope I can be of help to you.
I found that
I know! Back already.
by telling me all about the go.
They found me in the tavern one evening. Caught me when I went to the ship pile. They started to badger me about working for them.
They?
Yes, Rapita. And a night they called Sir Yezhek.
And then what?
They explained what they wanted from me, and I told them to sod up.
I'm guessing that didn't go down too well.
It wasn't all that bad. They just threw me on the dung heap and left. I thought it was just a drunkard's joke.
Where will I find
He's usually wherever I am.
What does that mean?
He watches me. Everywhere I go. And when I'm at home, he sits on the bench in the square, watching my house.
So he's there now?
Hard to say. Sometimes I see him in the tavern on the green, buying supplies.
All right. At least I know where to start. And you go to work tomorrow.
Why?
Because we have to lure him out. And besides...
I have my doubt.
Why didn't you tell anyone?
At first, I took it for a bad joke. And then, when they snatched us...
I suppose I'd better go. I hate the bastard.
Good luck. God be with you.
Are you serious?
God bless.
God save you.
Are there any
Nothing I've heard about.
God be with you. Are you Rapita by any chance?
Pardon me? Do we know each other?
No, but I'm hoping to change that.
Well, I don't have much time right now.
It'll only take a moment.
All right.
I know that you spy on Florian. I know you were involved in the kidnapping of the bathmaid, and I know why you're doing it all.
It's...
None. Now tell me where their workshop is.
Of course, of course. That will be the best solution.
So?
Let's leave it for another time. No, I give up.
So, are you ready to talk?
I will. Just don't hurt me, please. What do you want from me?
Tell me where the workshop is. Don't worry. Your master won't be punishing you for betraying him. You're both going to have too many other problems.
It's in the Skullet's mines.
That doesn't narrow it down very much.
On the eastern side of Skullet's Hill, there's an abandoned mine gallery. Well, it used to be abandoned. Now there's a small camp in front of it, and the workshop is inside.
Who is your lord?
Sir Yezhek of Ronov. That's what he calls himself, although Ronov Castle's long gone.
What happened to it?
Ronov used to belong to Vincent, Count Lichtenberg. After his death, it fell to Margrave Jobst, and he had it pulled down. He knew full well that Vincent's vassals would resist him.
Why? Everyone knows that when a lord dies without issue, the king can confer his estate on whoever he pleases.
But Vincent had descendants. Ronoff only fell to the Margrave because he declared them all illegitimate. All because Vincent had refused to fight for him against Sir Prokop. Sir Jezek led a revolt of the vassals, but Jobst rounded them all up, only Sir Jezek got away. Since then, he's become the scourge of the domain.
Who are you, anyway?
They call me Rapota. I used to be the executioner.
And how did you come to be serving Sir Jezek?
I helped him escape from prison. If I was going to serve anyone, better...
So you saw being a brigand's henchman as a step up in the world?
I thought if things changed and he stopped marauding, he might get Ronoff back and take me into his service.
Well, after this little escapade, you can forget about that. You'll be lucky if you don't end up swinging on the gallows.
It's all the same anyway now. I've betrayed him.
So who's Sir Jezek working for? Don't tell me he just took it into his head one day to start forging coins.
That's not for me to know. Sir Jezek was on speaking terms with various lordships.
Such as?
We were often guests at the monastery, but I slept in the hayloft, so I heard nothing.
And apart from that?
In the camp, you'd occasionally see a Hungarian nobleman, but I don't know what he was doing there, or who he is.
I think I've heard enough.
Can I ask you something?
Yes?
I don't want to hang. It's a horrible death.
An honourable death? No chance. It's the dungeons for you, and the sort of punishment a counterfeiter deserves. Don't worry.
Надо было его убить. И как он простил. Просто да, в темнице, я сейчас в Ротае оказался, да? А, нет, в Сазаве. Это он тут. Ладно, может ему откроем. Ладно, давай, иди, убегай. Я тебе дал шанс.
Be a bit more careful. What the hell?
Чё? Заручись с помощью урых. Ладно. Это, короче, все поиграем. Да, я на стриме никто не сидел. Ну окей.